So how would you describe our week or your week?
Hell.
And she's back. What else is new? All right, another event. It's been one of those weeks. Let me show you what I'm wearing. So I am wearing this top from Rue Sophie. And I'm wearing these new black pants. I know. What? She doesn't have any black pants. Yes, this is probably my 400th pair of black pants, but I am obsessed with these. They are so good. Anyway, I'm doing this purse, although I feel like it's more day than night, but it's still cute, right? What do you guys think? I love it. Love it, love it. Loewe, burgundy, and my YSL belt. And then my Gigantor shoes from Valentino because my pants are too long. So very rare that I find pants that are too long. Usually they're too short. So I embrace it. Not forget my favorite perfume of all time. Oh my God, I think that spray just cost me $3. It's so expensive. I'm like, $3 right there. We are going with, well, you'll see. How about that? We'll leave a little bit of a surprise. Almost forgot the absolute best part of my outfit. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? I've been waiting for these glasses for, I want to say months, and they finally dropped. And when they drop, they sell out fast. From who else but Phoebe Philo. Oh, I have like 700 pairs, and I keep buying them because I just think, oh, ooh. Okay, I want to know if you guys think it was worth waiting. How many months? I think 6 months for these. Hi, Ollie. So my son is here with my dog, my baby dog, and guess where we're going? In the red elevator. We're leaving the red elevator. So for those of you who don't know, I have a channel called Red Elevator, which is the one you're on right now. And it started because I happened to have this elevator that I painted red back in the day. And I love it. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I had like a handle or a name or something called Red Elevator and I could like show my outfits? Well, it ended up working out that way. So one thing that I've noticed that I wanted to share with everyone is I used to share a lot on my stories, you know, just like, for example, what I just shared now, I'd probably be sharing on my stories. But because I'm doing this vlog, I have been concentrating on the vlog. Do you guys, so I guess what I'm asking is, do you guys want more vlog or do you want more stories? And do you watch stories? I guess that's what I'm wondering. Anyway, if you're not following me on Instagram, you are missing out because there's a lot of fun that happens on there. Lots of goodies. Anyway, I am going by myself to this event. I usually go with a friend, but when it's a private residence and a dinner, you can't just bring a +1. I think it's rude. It's sort of understood. And so you try and be gracious and you go by yourself. So for those of you who have social anxiety, luckily I don't. I know it's hard to think, okay, well, I'm just gonna go by myself to an event. I don't know anyone. I mean, I know people there. I know, of course, the host, and she's lovely. She's the editor-in-chief of Cultured Magazine, Sarah Gerolson, and I love her. She's fantastic. But she's gonna be busy hosting. Like, she's not gonna be able to, you know, she's not gonna be able to chat the whole time. So, you know, there was a time maybe where I would have been more afraid to do things by myself, and I always had to have somebody with me. There was a time, I'd say about a decade ago, and then I switched. I sort of let go of those crutches, and I started to do things alone. Like when I was a kid, I would always do things by myself because my parents were very strict. I really wasn't allowed to have and go out and go to people's houses, and you know, they needed to know where I was at all times. So it just made life a lot easier if I wasn't hanging out with friends. Not that I didn't, I did, but on the whole, I was mostly alone because my sister was 2 years older and she was in her own world. very studious, doing like more school stuff, and I would just talk to myself and pretend I was my own best friend, which is why I love vlogging, because now I'm actually talking to people and there's somebody on the other side. Whereas before, my mother literally told me that she was thinking about putting me in therapy, and this was when therapy was really looked, it was the taboo, because she saw me sitting in front of a mirror talking. And it always stuck with me, because I thought, what's wrong with talking to yourself? But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think you can have a great relationship with yourself. So I think after that moment, I started to spend less time with myself as time got, moved on. I started to feel a little bit more insecure, where I just, needed friends as a crutch. Certainly in college, I always needed to be with my friends. I never went anywhere alone, never. And then I just got used to it. And what happens is, when you turn 50, like me, you all of a sudden, it is so liberating. I can't even tell you, where you don't give a rat's beep about anything. Nobody's sitting there going, Nina came to an event by herself. Like, nobody's sitting there doing that. So why would any of us have this kind of anxiety? And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I think this is important information. If you guys feel anxiety, I would force you to go to events or do things without your husband or your best friend or whoever you usually do things with. And, maybe start small and go to a restaurant by yourself. I know some people hate it, but I think it's actually a very good exercise in mental health, because you realize that you don't need anyone. You just need yourself. And to remember at the end of the day that you can and will supersede any kind of anxiety, because look, not everyone is going to live forever. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to live forever and my husband needs to be alone, or vice versa. We don't know that. And you're not going to want to jump into another relationship. So are you a serial dater? Meaning, do you go from relationship to relationship to relationship, or do you guys have some time in between relationships? I'd be curious, because I think there's only two types of people. I think there's serial daters or serial, monogamists, or you're, in and out of relationships and you spend a lot of time doing what you do. And you're okay with being alone. So I am curious. I want you guys to guess which one I am. Am I a serial monogamist, or am I a on-off kind of person? I'd be curious to see what you guys think. All right, I'm at my event and I'm going to take you guys in. So right now I am on my way to my workout, which is the one thing I will not cut ever. Why? Because it's so important for your mental health to feel good. And the only reason I'm going to feel good is if I get my exercise and my body feels strong and my core is strong. And by the way, my results came back from Prenuvo. And your design bestie here has some issues with her tissues. And what are these issues? Well, you guys know I don't hold back. In fact, I overshare. But the reason I overshare is because I honestly don't care about my own privacy if I'm able to help people. So if I'm able to help you by sharing the private things that are going on in my life, much to my family members' dismay, who knows how long they'll be talking to me before they like stop talking to me because I overshare. That's why I never talk about certain people in my life, because they just are very private, and I respect that, and that's cool. But in my case, I feel like I need to share because then you are empowered, and where else are you going to get this kind of information other than, your close friend? I consider us close friends. I know you're there because I know a lot of you, and I know you're close friends of mine. So with that said, what do I have? I have something called degenerative bone disease. We wouldn't have known unless I did the Prenuvo. That's right. And degenerative bone disease is something that a lot of women get, and it's a precursor to osteoporosis. Can it be avoided? No. I told Evan, you better be prepared to be lifting everything for this old lady one day. And my neck, so it's basically my neck and my lower back. I've always had lower back pain, always, since I was 14, I would say. I remember the day that I was like, ow, I lifted a Sony television, which, by the way, they weigh 700 pounds back then. And my back has never been the same. So with that said, I've got degenerative bone disease, which means that I need to have foods that are heavy in calcium, not just popping in calcium. That, to me, and the doctors agree, doesn't do much. You really have to have foods that are rich in calcium. And more importantly, which is why I even got to this topic, you need core strengthening exercises. You need that for women post 50 more than anything. I mean, you need it your whole life, but if you don't strengthen your core, you will age fundamentally and exponentially faster than most people. So that's why, for me, core exercises are not only feel good, but they are critical for my long-term health. And if you guys want me to keep talking and vlogging and irritating, then I'm gonna have to go to my workout. So today I've got workout. Then we're going to a really interesting art studio of a very well-known painter by the name of John Millei. He is the one that has painted the art piece that's in my living room that a lot of people ask about because it's in a lot of my content on Instagram. I'm gonna show you guys my Pilates studio. All right, so here we are. This is the pool. This is the studio. And everyone is
You're late.
I'm really late, but I have a really good excuse.
And come in, and it's going.
I'm taking a video because everyone asks about you.
Oh.
As they do. I thought this would be a great opportunity to see what's happening. And I love the piece in my house. I look at it, it brings me life.
I'm so happy. You placed it perfectly. I can't imagine Kate Moss living anywhere else.
Right?
No, it's perfect.
Wait, will you tell me the story about Kate Moss? That she saw the painting? What did she say?
Well, basically the painting was made without her knowledge.
Right.
The gallery I showed with had access to her.
Okay.
And they got a message to her that if she happens to be in Los Angeles, there's a painting that's a tribute to her. And they didn't hear anything from her. And then one day she just walked into the gallery and she stood in front. She asked which one it was. And then she went and looked at it. And she looked at it for a very long time. And then she walked over to the front desk and just said, say thank you to John Millei. And then she walked out. So she didn't, I never met her or anything, but she was appreciative of the painting.
So much, I mean, even to me, this is art right here. All of your brushes.
All the brushes and tables. And,
look at this. This is like right here is a great artistic photo right here. Because this tells a story of the hours you've spent.
Yes, hours upon hours.
Hours upon hours. So do you use oil primarily?
Well,
it
I
looks
use
like
both. So what you see in the paintings is I start the backgrounds in a paint called Flash, which is a French vinyl paint, which is super matte.
Yeah.
And I love that really matte finish. So I put the whole painting together with that.
Okay.
And then I finish with oil. So all the thicker paint and all the more, basically all the super thick paint is oil paint because I just love the way it sits on that matte surface.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful shift. So they're both. They start with water-based paints and end with oil-based paints. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, made it to our client's house, and now we're going to be styling. The view here is spectacular. If it were a clearer day. Here we are. Just going to show you a little snippet. These are books, and we're going to be styling this entire beautiful space. Right, Dee? Right. Another day, another project. I mean, this apartment building is unbelievable. That's Beverly High, right there, right? No, is it? Yeah, that's Beverly High. For those of you who went to school here in Beverly Hills, that's Beverly High. Century City. And then all the way downtown LA. Okay, to give you guys an idea, we styled with decorative blankets and pillows. Okay, so this is the office. We've been working on this project for a while. We finally got the furniture in a little bit ago, and today we're just coming here to style. We just put up all of the smaller decorative items, such as these vases, the books, and here is our desk, our Snoopy lamp. And this is the office, completed. The coffee table is Holly Hunt, you guys might recognize. And then the styling just happened. Very comfy sofa. So we came to Jones on 3rd. Jones on 3rd is a very fantastic, famous sort of cafe in Los Angeles, for those of you who don't live here. And they have absolutely the best. So if you guys come to LA, you must stop at Jones on 3rd. They have the most incredible selection of cheeses. They have the most incredible French bread baguettes. They've got a lot of jambons, so hams and things like that. And they have these specialty things that you can't find anywhere. Sardines. But look at this. Are you guys ready? Mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts. And you just come in here. It's got this sort of French bistro vibe. And Joan is actually a person. She's been written up in Bon Appetit. The vibe here is very cool. And you can even get these like cold salads. I'm getting the artichoke today, and the grilled cheese is my favorite. And I don't ever eat grilled cheese, but when I'm here, I have to. Or you can come and get a side of chicken. It is absolutely divine. Let me tell you, the absolute best part of coming here, are you ready for this? Are the desserts. And the desserts are divine. Let me show you what there is. Incredible cupcakes. The brownie is next level. And my favorite. This is my favorite. Strawberry like shortcake. Carrot cake. Cheese, what do you call that? And as if that wasn't enough, you can take things to go. So let's say you're throwing a dinner party but you don't feel like cooking. You come here and you can buy pre-scooped cookie dough. You can actually warm them up and serve them, but they also have foods as well. that you can buy, like raviolis that are already stuffed that are frozen, and then you've got all the specialty ware. So this is a tour of Jones on 3rd with my beautiful friend, Shiri. Hi, my love. Isn't she gorgeous? I love her. She's my best friend. So we got our grilled cheese sandwich. She tells me she doesn't think this is the best grilled cheese in LA. I'm telling her it's the best grilled cheese in LA. I would like you to take a bite and tell me exactly what you think, because this is the best.
It's good. Very buttery. Very buttery. That's good, right? Damn good. It's very good.
I thought it would be a really good opportunity for you guys to see Melrose Place, because it's probably one of my favorite streets in all of LA. And it's got so many interesting shops, from design to furniture to clothing to coffee, and it's a great place to discover new things. Let's go. So how would you describe our week, or your week?
Hell.
Your week was hell?
Hell.
My week was pretty tough too, but I consider it a win because I got through it. I did everything I was supposed to do, and I'm happy that it's
Saturday.
weekend now and we're relaxing. Now we're going to do what we do best, which is
Chillax.
and drink coffee.
Yeah, seriously.
Can you take me somewhere to drink coffee? Like really good coffee? And I want salad. I want a lunch.
Oh, you want the whole thing, huh? Okay.
Where can we go?
I don't know. Somewhere. We'll figure it out.
What kind of lessons could you teach? Because you always help me when I'm stressed to the nines to really put it in perspective. Like, what kind of advice can you give our channel? Good advice, business advice, when times are tough in terms of whatever the obstacles may be.
Okay. My piece of advice today would be to focus on all the good and positive business that you've done over the years previously, and not focus on the bad things that have happened over the last day or the last week. You know, you have to look at your whole business in its entirety, or your whole life in its entirety, and look at the positives that you've contributed, you know, to your family and to your work and to your colleagues and to your friends. And we've all made mistakes, but it's worth focusing on the good stuff versus the bad stuff. Don't identify yourself by the bad stuff. Identify yourself by the good stuff.
Right, because if you focus all of your energy on what went wrong that week, it
Overshadows.
clouds and
Yeah.
overshadows all the good things that could potentially be not only there but lurking in the future. And now you've brought in all this negative energy.
Right.
So how do you stop your mind from going there, or how do you do it, or were you able to do it this week? I know you had a tough week.
This week I did not do the best. I was not the best this week. I lost my mind for about 10 minutes. And I wasn't super proud of that, but I called the people that I'd lost my mind on and told them I was sorry, and you know, and that they were doing a great job, and I know they were working really hard, and I was just really stressed.
You chewed people out?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah,
That's not like you.
I know, but I kind of lost my mind.
Okay. So you apologized?
Yeah.
And it worked?
Yeah.
But how do you prevent yourself from doing that? Doing exactly what you tell me not to do?
Well, I don't do it normally, so that's a good first step in the right direction. And sometimes, we're all fallible and we're all under extreme amounts of stress at work, and sometimes we just don't do it perfectly. But if we don't do it perfectly, that's okay. We learn from it. I learned from it, and I've also had to go and apologize, which wasn't fun, but it's part of living and growing
And being accountable.
and being accountable.
And people, I think, appreciate it when you take the time to really pinpoint your own mistakes instead of pinpointing everybody else's, especially as a leader, as the CEO of your company.
Exactly. Yep. Am I being interviewed now?
No, I'm just talking. I'm sharing wisdom. Since you're so old,
Wow.
so old, and got yourself a trophy wife. That's right, much younger trophy wife. We want wisdom from the oldies.
From the oldies but goodies.
From the oldies but goodies. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this particular.
Dog in the background.
Yeah, we got our dog here. Who's Oscar? Oscar, man. There he is. He's dying to go to the PARK. If I say it, he'll start whining. But I hope you guys had a good week with us. And I hope it was informative and fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this particular vlog. I know I did. I learned a lot from taking you guys on my journey. And I want to know what else you guys want to see. Do you want more of Devin's wisdom?
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. He's got good wisdom. Maybe you do. He's got really good wisdom. This guy has lived, primarily because he's so old, but he really has lived a long life. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next. Ciao.